All right, guys, welcome back to Eat Up With It. This is episode 3. We are back in the room. We are back ready to get after it, son. Are you excited as I am?
I'm excited. It's been a day.
Been a big day.
Been a big day.
Yeah.
Very big day.
Yep. This is spur of the moment, ain't it?
Very, very spur of the moment. Last minute.
Yep. Yeah, you got called off work, man. You texted me out of the blue, said you got called off work and you was ready to do a podcast. I was like, let's do it. Let's get in the room.
I think I texted you before I even made it out of bed.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, well, I was excited as soon as you sent that, son. I packed up everything. I was ready to go. I was messing with some editing stuff. I was ready to get after it, figure some stuff out. But yeah, I'm glad you wanted to go ahead and get after it. I'm ready to go.
I'm ready.
Not as much to talk about though. We're just hanging out. You know, kind of like the first one. We had some stuff ready for the last episode. This episode was really spur of the moment, but we had a lot of stuff go down the last 24 hours.
We did.
Yep. Last night was UFC 299, dude.
It was. I didn't get to watch it, obviously. I was at work, but...
Yeah, you work all night, but I got to watch it. Everybody else fell asleep on me. Mom stayed up until the third to last fight, watched that one, and then she called it quits, and she missed a good last two fights, man. It's good last two fights. Anyway, in UFC 299, you know who Gilbert Burns is?
I do not.
You don't? That's Gilbert Durinho Burns, man. He's a freak. He's fought for the title once. He's a really good fighter. 4-time BJJ black belt champion, world champion in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. Really good grappler. But he has dynamite in his fists. Dude can throw. And people like to forget about his grappling. Comes out, he's taking on a challenger in Jack Della Maddalena. He's ranked in the, I can't remember, he's ranked like 10 or 12 or something, maybe even 8. I can't really exactly remember. Gilbert's ranked like 4th. And, man, gives this absolute marauder a chance to come up and fight him. And anyway, great fight. Gilbert was able to dominate most of the fight on the ground. Jack Della Maddalena, he is a hell of a striker, and he had timing, man. Great timing. He was able to absolutely, whenever it came to the discrepancy between the two, Gilbert was able to really control the fight with his grappling, but before he was able to close that distance, Jack looked great. He was nice and comfortable, all those striking. He was just too fast, too slick. Those combinations were coming right off each other. It's looking great. Anyway, I had it 2-0 going into the third round fight, or 3-round fight. Gilbert was able to get Jack back to the mat and looked like it was going to be the same thing all over again for the third round. And anyway, Jack pulls a nasty reversal, stands Gilbert up on his head as they're rolling out of it. And as soon as Gilbert stands up and they're about to transition back into striking again, Jack throws a knee straight down the pike, dude. Smacks him. Man, I wish I had these clips figured out, because I'm telling you, this would be one to watch. But it was a good one. But yeah, knocks Gilbert out, man. Just sets him down, and he was able to finish it on top. Jack was. So that was a great fight. There was another women's fight with Macy Barber, and I can't remember her name, but it was a phenomenal fight. I think Macy ended up eking out the win on that. That was a great women's fight. And we had, do you know who Michael Venom Page is? Used to fight for the Bellator.
No,
Phenomenal.
I've quit keeping up with all the UFC.
It's hard to keep up with, man. It's hard to keep up with. There's a lot of different fighters, a lot of different promotions. But MVP was this fighter from England, and he fought in Cage Warriors to start out with, and then he moved to Bellator. And funnily enough, UFC did not show a single clip of Michael Venom Page fighting in Bellator. They did not show one clip. They only showed him fighting in Cage Warriors. Now, I don't know if that's because of the discrepancies between the two brands, but Michael Venom Page has some highlights in Bellator. But anyway, He did a nasty little job on Kevin Holland. Kevin Holland's a great fighter, kung fu fighter. But he has a Brazilian jiu-jitsu black belt under can't remember his name, but again another really good trainer. So he has a legit black belt. It was a good fight, but Venom Page ended up being able to eke out the win on that one too. And then we move on to the next one. I know you know who this guy is, Dustin Poirier.
Oh, absolutely.
Absolutely. Louisiana's finest. So he goes in, and I'll tell you who he was fighting against. He's fighting against a guy named Benoit Saint Denis. Benoit Saint Denis is a Frenchman, special forces guy, and a legit murderer. A legit murderer. And this Benoit Saint Denis is, I don't even know, 4 inches taller. 4 inches taller. He's just a huge person. And you could see right off the bat there was a strength issue with this guy. You don't see many people push around Dustin Poirier.
No.
You don't. The Diamond, pressure created that. And you don't see very many people push him around. And I'm telling you right now, for the start of that fight, like after the first round, I was worried. I was like, man, Dustin looks tired. And because this dude, Benoit, was just pushing the pace, putting him up against the fence, throwing some elbows, a little bit of combination, takedown, putting him on, hopping on his back maybe a little bit, and then just kind of sliding back into like maybe guard or whatever, and just really pushing the pace, right? Well, it gets up to the second round, and Benoit's coming right back at him. I'm worried because I'm a Dustin fan. Like, I love Dustin. And anyway, this Benoit he's putting that pressure on him, and man, you see this moment where Dustin is able to really create something with his hands in these dirty boxing stances. Like they're in the pocket, and he is just slipping these punches through. He's just covering up for those couple hits, and he is just slipping out, throwing a big punch, and just landing with it, and they're just accumulating. And man, it comes off of a scramble once. They stand up on the cage, and he clips Benoit Saint Denis, and I'm telling you right now, he knocks him spark out. And really I'm telling you, was having a hard time with the pace. Dustin was. Dustin Poirier was having a really hard time with this guy's pace. And he's able to throw this uppercut, dude, and it lands perfect. Straight on the chin, and then knocks him out with like a right hook, I think it was. And just sets him out. It's over. Didn't even need the follow-up. It was done. And did a phenomenal job. But it was a really good fight card, and I've not even made it to the main event yet. I really wish you would have saw this fight. Like, this fight card was crazy. I know you like fights.
Oh, I love watching it, and just stuck at work, and
really
haven't been able to keep up with it since. And I would say probably Chuck Liddell. It's been a while.
That's a long time ago, my
Very
friend.
long time ago.
Yeah, that's a very long time ago, my friend. But all in all, really good fight card. And I haven't even made it to the main event yet. All I can say is, welcome to the Sugar Show. Welcome to the Sugar Show. Sugar Sean O'Malley showed why he is the champion right now in bantamweight at 135 pounds. What he did to Cheeto Vera was crazy. Now, props to Cheeto Vera for not being knocked out, because I'm telling you, he hit him with one of the cleanest knees I have ever seen in my life. Joe Rogan said something that was absolutely perfect last night. He said, man, it sounded like you hit a watermelon with a baseball bat, and that's what it sounded like. I mean, it hit him straight center up the snot. Perfect. Eat him up with it, son. Eat up with it.
Just all over him.
Slapped him. Cheeto just took a step back, reset, and was right back at him. Now, Cheeto lost handily. Sugar showed out. All right, it was the Sugar Show. I think the scorecards for two of the judges, was 50-45, 50-45. Right, so that means all 5 rounds goes to Sugar.
Yeah.
The last judge was 50-44, which means that he gave Sugar a 10-8 round, which means that Cheeto wasn't able to do anything.
No.
Dominated the entire fight. I'm telling you, it was a domination. He showed why he is the champion, and I am so excited because I'm telling you, like, they had the biggest gate at Miami in that arena ever, and they beat their own record. And then I think it was the 5th highest grossing pay-per-view of all time with a 135-pounder, mind you, mainlining that card, which is unheard of. It is absolutely unheard of. If your name is not Conor McGregor, that is absolutely insane. This guy, Sugar Sean O'Malley, is the future of combat sports. He is going to show everybody why he is what he is and who he is. He is going to absolutely run through people. Now, he has a really big problem in the next guy that he probably has to fight because he called out Ilya Topuria. He's the 145-pound champion, just knocked out Alexander Volkanovski. Dana says that he doesn't agree with that, doesn't think that that's a thing because it's his only Sugar's first title defense. Right. You usually have to rack up a few of those. But so his next fight is more than likely going to be Merab Divashvili. And Merab is a freak of nature, takes you down. He strikes well, but he's going to put you on your back foot, and he's going to push the pace. So that fight I'm excited for, much more excited than this one. This one was more wondering what Cheeto could figure out. If he could figure something out with Sean, maybe you go back to the leg kicks like he did in the first fight. But really what I'm excited to see is the Merab fight, because if Sean can beat Merab, I don't know if there's anybody in the division that can really touch Sugar Sean. And if they can't touch Sugar Sean, the sky is the limit for that kid. He is 135 pounds. Breaking records.
Sounds like he's got a bright future ahead of him.
Yeah. Wicked.
How old was this kid?
Oh, Sugar, I don't know. He might be like 26, 27, 28. I don't really know.
Oh, he's still got plenty of life.
He's got so much time, dude. You have no idea. He's astonishing to watch. His timing, he's a karate fighter. His timing is just something different. He's so good with the way he fights. He's 29 years old. He's 29.
29.
That's what I'm looking at right now. He's born in 1994. And
he's still got plenty of career left in him.
Yeah. Long time to really push and see what he's capable of. But I'm telling you, they couldn't have been a better fight card. I loved it. UFC 300's a good one. A lot of champions on that card. But I was really, really looking forward to this one because I was really looking forward to seeing what Sean could do with an animal like Cheeto, and he couldn't put him out of there. I'm telling you, he hit him with some stuff that was just unthought of. He was really absolutely laying it to him. But anyway, that's my little spiel on the UFC. I had a good time. I thought it was good. Like I said, I was the only one that made it awake. Everybody else fell asleep.
I was awake. I just,
working.
Living the dream.
Yeah, living
the dream.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm going to have to get caught up on all the new fighters in the UFC and all these different divisions and...
Oh, yeah, man.
Bellator and UFC and all the different things.
Yeah, I think right now is the time to get into it. Because it's so available.
It seems like there's a upcoming as well, like a bunch of new fighters in people. Obviously, people I've never heard of.
Yeah.
Might be something I start getting back into.
Yeah, it's well, I tell you, like right now they're working on like their TV deal runs up sometime soon.
Oh yeah.
And they're looking what we keep hearing buzz on is Netflix, Jake Paul, Mike Tyson, like we just talked about last episode. that is set to take place on Netflix as a stream. Now, I'm sure it'll be a pay-per-view, I'm sure. You'll have to pay for it, but that's the buzz on the street with the UFC as well. Is like Netflix is a very big player in getting the UFC right now. They're at ESPN and they're on ESPN Plus. But if they get to Netflix, that's like the next step because only so many people have ESPN,
right,
or ESPN Plus, or tune into ESPN to where they can even see the advertisements for it. But how many people that you know don't have Netflix?
Very few.
Yeah.
Very few.
So if the UFC could even maybe take a little bit less money to go with somebody like Netflix, a streaming platform that pretty much everybody has, a Netflix, a Prime Video, a Hulu, which Hulu I think is owned by Disney, and Disney is under the umbrella of ESPN, or under the same umbrella that ESPN is under, because I think ESPN is owned by Disney as well.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah. So, anyway, it's an exciting future for the UFC. This was a great card. I'm ready to see what 300 has. It's not exactly the card that I wanted from 300, but it's a really good card from top to bottom. But I was more excited for this one than I was that one. And there was some other great fights last night that I've already forgot about, but they were all phenomenal fights. Lots of finishes, lots of really close fights. But things are looking up for the UFC, and I'm excited about it because I've been a fan for a long time.
Yeah, I mean, it's like I said, it's something that I need to really start getting back into, just kind of watching all over again.
Well, it's hard for you
like
in your
schedule.
Interesting. Yeah, it's hard for you in your schedule.
Yeah. So I know you text me a lot and say you're watching fights or pay-per-view fights tonight, or, I mean, you work all night. I do anyways. It's hard to catch these events.
Yeah, it's really hard because they don't start until
I'm at work.
The prelims start usually at 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock, and you're at work.
I'm already on the grind at that point.
Yeah, you're going hard.
Yeah.
So, anyway, so you got something for me, don't you?
I do. It's spring.
Spring
has sprung.
Spring has sprung. We have officially sprung forward. How's that? How was the time change for you tonight? Which you didn't have to work tonight, which I'm excited about. Whole reason why we were here tonight.
The time change last night while I was at work. It was phenomenal. Went straight from 1:59 to 3 o'clock. There was no 2 o'clock hour. It was phenomenal.
Yeah.
Worked 11 hours. I paid 12.
Nice.
It's wonderful.
Beautiful.
Spring rolls around. Fishing season's here. And then turkey season. Man.
Oh, yeah?
Spring turkey season. Really, really gets overlooked. I don't know many people that turkey hunt anymore.
I don't turkey hunt. You know how I am. I'm like you. We like to hunt. We both like to really hunt. We like to fish, but turkey hunting is something I've never really got into.
Turkey hunting is a very technical skill. It's something that takes a long time to really grasp.
Is that? Are you talking about just the
every aspect,
the location, the calling, the
location, the calling, the sense of the animal, and then when you have one goblin just absolutely going crazy, he might sound like he's 50 yards from you, but he could be 200, and they're so loud you don't realize how loud they are.
Yeah, because the in the woods, for those that don't know, like that, those sounds will travel hard. You can't tell hardly in a thickly wooded area like we are in eastern Kentucky. It's kind of hard to tell where things are, whether it be a doe blowing you, a grunt, which I've heard very few grunts in the woods.
Very few.
Yeah. Or a turkey call. Those sounds travel and they bounce off the trees and they get dissipated by the leaves and it's hard to understand where things are in the woods where we are.
Yeah, it's real difficult. Big things about turkey hunting, man, is where you are calling, you're moving around. just slow, methodical movement. You really have to watch for other people. Usually every year in Kentucky, there's numerous hunting accidents during turkey season.
Why is that? It's a turkey.
Right.
I could understand if you're wearing a Carhartt and you forgot your orange and you're hunting, you're bow hunting.
Yeah, you don't turkey hunt with anything but camouflage, so they're not colorblind. So
Okay.
sitting in a dense area, and you're calling and calling and calling. Somebody could be calling back to you and moving towards you. You have no clue.
And it would sound like a gobbler, or it would sound like a hen, really, because I guess they're the hen call.
And if you have somebody that has some type of goblin call, man, you can call somebody right up on you. And people are careless. Some people are irresponsible. They don't make sure 100% what they're shooting at before they shoot. They just start shooting. Usually every year there's at least one or two people shot during turkey season. So safety, big thing this time of year. Spring turkey season. But man, there's a rush that comes with turkey hunting. You hit deer in the dark, try to find where they're roosted, listen for them, or try to call them off the roost at the break of daylight. These birds are going to come down when they want to. You're just trying to help them. And
I've ran into
all
them
about trying to get them to fly to you in the right direction.
Yeah, I've ran into turkeys sometimes. Like
sounds like a helicopter taking off.
Yeah, they're loud whenever they're coming. They sound like a lot of times they sound like a deer.
Yeah,
whenever they're coming in, the leaves are down.
And if you're not expecting it, and you're just walking through the woods at night, like first thing in the morning, still good and dark, and you walk up on roosted turkeys and you spook them, I guarantee you are going to get scared worse than they scared you. It is that initial just...
I've not done that yet.
I've done it twice. Both times has been like real oh shit moments.
Really?
Yeah, where you're kind of like, what's going on? And you realize it's just turkeys. Never happens turkey hunting, by the way. It always happens when I'm deer hunting.
Yeah, 100%. That's the only time it would hunt.
Yeah.
Or would happen while you're hunting is because, if you're deer hunting, you're going to see turkey. If you're turkey hunting, you're going to see deer.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's just the way it rolls.
Safety this time of year, huge ordeal. But then just the hunting itself, the calling, it's very active. You're very active through this. Where deer hunting's more of a, sit, wait, move. Turkey hunting is more
spot and stalk.
It's call and get after, like call and go to, call and go to, call and go to.
Okay.
You got to get them to gobble. That's the only way you can find them. You got to get them to gobble. Whether it's a hen call, hoot owl calls work, crow calls will make them gobble.
Which kind of blows my mind.
Yeah, I think it's like a shock gobble is what they call it.
Yeah.
But and getting these birds located and then moving toward them, and there's nothing like it. It's a rush.
Yeah.
Then their eyesight's so well that you really have to be low, slow, very well camouflaged.
Yeah, I was going to say, from what I know about turkey hunting, because like I said, I haven't done it really. I just know that they have incredible eyesight. Their eyesight is impeccable.
Nuts, dude.
But the hearing and the smelling isn't necessarily an issue. It's more of the eyesight. That's the problem. They can see you oftentimes a lot quicker than you can see them if you are not properly staged.
Right. And especially where you can't, it's hard to judge how far away they are from you when they're gobbling, because they'll gobble. They may not gobble again for another 15, 20 minutes. You could call and call and call. And the
really,
next thing
that
you know,
long?
Yeah.
They won't react.
Yeah. Like the next thing you know, you look up and they're 45 yards from you.
Wow.
Just checking you out, waiting for you to move, waiting for you to make noise. It's incredible. It's a good time.
Yeah. So, are you looking to turkey hunt this year, or were you going somewhere with that?
I'm gonna try. I'm gonna try to hunt a couple days.
How long is season? 5 days or something?
Yeah, I think it's a couple weeks.
Really?
Yeah, I think
it's a good little season.
It's a pretty good little season. And you get 2 birds. So We'll see how it
Both
goes.
gobblers, though.
Yes.
Yeah, no hens.
No hens.
Yeah. In our section. I'm sure in other sections there's probably...
I'm sure everybody's different.
Yeah. In our region.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, man, I thought you was going somewhere with that. I thought you was about to be like, man, this guy got shot in the face.
No.
Not yet.
Not yet.
Gonna.
We'll talk about it. We'll keep an eye out.
About a month from now.
Yeah. We'll keep an eye out. Something happens during turkey season, I'm going to come back in here and discuss it. We'll be like, see,
I told you.
I told you.
Yeah.
Happens.
It does happen. It do be like that. It do be like that. So you liking the new whip? The new whip.
Loving it.
Back to that. I liked it, man. While I rode with you on the way back home, man. It's a nice car.
Loving it.
Speakers sound great. Leather interior is wild.
Drives good.
Does it?
Smooth, dude. Smooth as silk.
Yeah. And you actually have some good tread on those tires, man. You got some nice wheels on the old girl.
Yeah.
Have you thought of a name for her yet?
No, not yet.
We got to figure out what to name
But it'll come to me.
her.
Just give me time.
Better be careful. I come on you.
Just talk to me like that.
Yeah. Anyway, so, I got another little something for us. Lifelong Patriots fan. This guy right here. Probably get me something to put up behind me. About Tom Brady or the Patriots won. Well, I say lifelong. It's really.
You should just stick to the Brady thing.
What do you mean?
The Patriots didn't look too hot last year. It happens. Hey, you all had a good run. You all had a good run.
We didn't. It was a bad run.
No, not last
you mean,
year.
Yeah,
but in the Brady era, the Brady and Belichick era, you all had a good run.
Yeah, we had a good run. 6 Super Bowls in 20 years. Yeah, it's pretty good.
Good run.
Yeah, pretty good.
Yeah, it's time to step back and let somebody else take over.
Nah, I'm good. I'm good on that. I'd rather find the next Tom Brady immediately, but it turns out that that's probably going to be Patrick Mahomes, and he doesn't play in a Patriots uniform.
Probably never will.
He definitely never will. He's going to retire a Kansas City Chief, and it's going to make me mad because he's going to end up with like 8 or 9 Super Bowls, and it's going to piss me off. And we're not on that today, Joe. Okay, we're not doing this today. I wanted to talk about my Patriots.
Okay, go for it.
Don't get me turned up. Okay.
We'll stick to the Patriots.
Anyway, Mac Jones, our quarterback, thank the Lord, has been traded from the Patriots to Jacksonville for a 6th-round pick. Just to give you some stats, you know who Mac Jones is, right?
Mm-hmm.
Our quarterback last year. Dog shit. Dog shit. Some people would say. Some people would be like, he never really had a chance. He was Belichick's. Boy, Belichick didn't know what to do. Whatever. Okay? I watched dude play. Sucked. Okay? Could have done better. That's all I'm saying.
Record speaks for itself.
Record does speak for itself. He did get us to a playoff game once. And in that playoff game, he got us, let's see here, a passer rating of 75.8. And by the way, that's ranked all the way up to 148.5. So he got a 50. That's pretty much what you want to call it.
It happens.
Is a 50. Okay. He had 232 yards with 2 touchdowns and 2 interceptions. And they got blown out by the Buffalo Bills. That's what that game was. They got blown off of the field. I didn't even look because, like I said, we did this short notice. Didn't have much time. Just kind of scrambling some stuff together because I'm still figuring out some other things for what we want to do, reviewing videos and stuff. But I would imagine that a lot of those yards are garbage time. So, like, down by 2 scores and then
Absolutely heaving it.
just doing whatever they can. And then Bills playing, like, a little bit of prevent, not actual prevent, but really just kind of guarding over the top. So, Mac Jones probably threw a lot of those passes underneath. So, anyhow, so they trade Mac Jones to Jacksonville for a 6th-round pick. Mac Jones was a 15th overall pick in the 2021 draft. And he gave us 18-24 as a starter, and that only playoff game, a 75.8 out of 148.5 for the passer rating, 232 yards, 2 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. Tom Brady, Thomas Edward Patrick Brady Jr. was the 199th pick in his draft.
Yeah.
Ran like a 5.2. Didn't look the best. Came out of Michigan. Michigan just won the title this year.
They did.
Anyway, in the playoffs, just in the playoffs, we're not even going to take into account the regular season because he was almost better in the regular season than he was in the playoffs, and he won 7 Super Bowls. Okay? Tom Brady went 35-13 in the playoffs with an average of 279 yards per game, with 88 touchdowns and 40 interceptions. Now, I am not saying that Mac Jones had to live up to that expectation of being the greatest quarterback of all time or being even close to the greatest quarterback of all time. But what he could have done is been adequate. If he would have went 22-20, he would have probably won me over. If he would have got me in the playoffs one more time and really showed me something as a starter, I wouldn't be as salty. But right now, I'm very, very happy that he is no longer in our building. People like to say he didn't have a chance. I don't buy it. I watched dude play.
Just wasn't what you needed.
Wasn't what we needed, man. And, you know, we also have a new coach this year. Bill Belichick's no longer Patriots head coach. Never found another job, which is crazy to me. I would assume he's done.
I would say he's probably retired.
Without wanting to be retired, yes. Because he did interview for a few jobs. Wasn't able to lock one down. Maybe what he's going to try to do is hang out and see some of these teams that get to, like, you know, week 10, 12, and they just go ahead and fire their head coach to try to reset the team before they get to the end of the year. Maybe that's what he's going to do.
He may probably weasel his way into a pretty decent job.
Weasel isn't the word I would use for the greatest coach of all time, but if that's what you
mean, that's probably what he's doing, basically. He's laying back, waiting. He's just going to pop in when everything's going to hell.
But Weasel's a bit aggressive, ain't it, though?
No, I feel like that's definitely the term that needs to be used.
Oh, my God. Okay.
Weasels are very sly.
Yeah.
Bill Belichick is also very sly.
On what grounds?
Deflating footballs.
No. Listen, it was cold.
Deflating footballs.
It was cold.
Kansas City played in some of the coldest weather ever this year, and their footballs met regulation.
Because somebody was actually paying attention, okay? Our athletic trainer or whatever, our equipment manager, wasn't really paying attention. That's what that was. Do you realize we beat Baltimore by like 20 points or something, or 14 points? Listen, a pound and a half PSI is not making the difference of 20 points,
no,
18 points, 14 points. No.
Was proper weight. They still would have beat the Ravens.
It was either the Ravens or Indianapolis, but I do think it was the Ravens.
I want to say it was Baltimore. Either way, it doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter. It's in the past.
Yeah. It's flat in the past.
Okay. Well, that hurts my feelings. Well,
it's okay.
You got anything else?
Nope.
Well, this one was spur of the moment.
It was.
We got in here and we did one. I'm glad we did it, just because it was fun. It's always good to have something extra. I left a little adapter, so we can't really do some clips today like I wanted to. But
that's fine.
We're going to figure all that out. I'm going to figure all that out. I got a little bit of time now. I'll probably just do like a real quick little something for me and then be able to play around on it. But anyway, thanks for coming over, dude. I had a good time. And don't pay for my shit whenever I walk away from the table anymore.
I will if I want to, but
yeah, because Joe paid for my meal earlier, and that's not nice.
It's what real friends do.
I guess. But it made me mad. Hurt my feelings. Made me feel like less of a man.
Free meal.
Sure.
Yeah.
Anyway, love you, dude.
They did.